In this union of these states, for these states of the United States, a republican form of government, and shall protect them, each of them, against invasion.
First of all right, Section 4 or Article 4, Section 4. So I just want to throw up, like, we've been teaching that the independence came in 1776 through the Declaration, but there's a twist that needs to be really explained. The independence didn't occur in 1776 because if you look at what declaration means, it's an unsworn statement, and this comes from the Black's Law Dictionary, second edition. So, an unsworn statement or narration of facts made by a party to the transaction or by one who has an interest in the existence of the facts recounted. So, if you go 7 years later through the Treaty of Paris, this is where the independence really manifests itself, all right, and through the British with the more King George III, this was signed 1783 at Paris. Another code, Paris is a code for a location on North America, which was initially St. Louis, all right? But let's go back to here, Section 4. So it says the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government. All right. So that's really the right keywords. And if you're looking at what's going on now, okay, so I'm gonna play this quickly and just listen carefully.
What do we stand for? What do we believe? What will we do to maintain our democracy?
So you heard, all right, from this individual in which Gene and I talked probably 2 or 3 years ago, and that's not the original Biden.
Oh, yeah. This guy. Who's
there
this?
You go. There you go.
Who is this guy? Who is this? Before, after? Pay attention to the details.
So definitely, not the same individual, right?
Yeah. Look at the length of the forehead, the nose structure, the ears, the jawline, the length of the jawline, dimple, no dimple.
Yeah.
That's a genetic trait, by the way. Maybe when they cloned it, that trait didn't copy, huh?
Yeah.
Just saying, where's the dimple go? Kind of odd. The eye set, the distance between the eyes. This thing looks really confused.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And you talk about that, probably since last year.
This thing was taken over by a vril that died. And so now what's in here is a low-level Alpha Draco shapeshifter that can go interdimensional and go inside here. Robin Bullock, I think it's June 22nd, took a picture. He showed it on his screen about halfway through his prophecy. And this eye had a slit. It had that typical reptilian slitted eye. Robin calls it the serpent eye, or the spirit of the serpent.
It shifted. And I remember too, a couple of years, probably 2 years or last year, I can't remember. He was doing actually on a TV show, and his left eye suddenly changed.
What will we do to maintain our democracy?
So you heard, yet in the Constitution, all right, for the United States of America, it clearly says here, the United States shall guarantee to every state into this union a republican form of government and not a democracy. So, Gene, please go ahead. I'm going to mute and people listen.
Yes, thank you, Dana. So we keep hearing, for example, the talking point, this is a threat to our democracy. And Biden, at the DNC just gave his pretty much a farewell speech, and he was talking about Ukraine again, and that Ukraine, that Russia wanted Ukraine to fall in 3 days with 40,000 men. And then, they keep saying it's a threat to our democracy. It's a threat to our democracy. Democracy, as I've said in many interviews, is mob mob, crassy, rule, mob, rule. It is the step right before a fascist dictator state. And it's very fascinating as you study the King James Bible was changed. They took out the word tyrant from the Greek dictionary and other dictionaries they were translating from and put in a different word. So King James did not want to be called a tyrant like we have now, a tyrant in the White House that is running the government, possibly, probably, I highly doubt he's running himself. He can't even keep his tighty-whities white. And so this is the situation we're in. And then we find the mob rule. Kamala was put forth without a vote, without a rally, without a debate, without a speech. This is not a Republican form of government. It's not even democratic form. It has slipped into fascist, a dictator, fascist state. A tyranny run by the Khazarian mafia, the mob, and the mob rules. And that's what we have. So it's a threat to our democracy, they keep saying, whatever is the threat. I certainly hope so, because we're supposed to be a republic. It should threaten the democracy. That's why Trump and the Make America, the best place it should have ever been from the beginning, like Washington said, give us just 2 years without interfering and without us interfering in other people's government. And so this is the fall of an empire, when a government keeps expanding itself outside its own borders, interfering in everybody else. So we look at how the BRICS nations are getting so expansive so quickly as they're helping countries. They go in and set up infrastructure, like Burkina Faso, they're building a nuclear reactor. The Chinese building the Belt Road Project. Now Iran is talking about a Belt Road Project. What do we go in and offer? The United States, for incorporated, goes in and offers war. Join us, we'll send you missiles and weapons and bombs and send your whole generations, like Ukraine, to be wiped out for us.
I say we must. Democracy is a choice. It's a choice we make to choose union over disunion.
This is what the deep state has done, has eroded the basics.
Equality and democracy are the rock upon which this nation is built.
This is not a Republican form of government. It's not even democratic form. It has slipped into fascist.
We are still at our core a democracy. For a long time, we've told ourselves that American democracy is guaranteed, but it's not. We have to defend it, protect it, stand up for it.
A tyranny run by the Khazarian mafia, the mob, and the mob rules. And that's what we have. So it's a threat to our democracy, they keep saying, whatever is the threat. I certainly hope so, because we're supposed to be a republic.
Unite behind the single purpose of defending our democracy regardless of your ideology.
Some very important things to get back to the basics, because we're supposed to be a republic. In this union of these states, for these states of the United States, a Republican form of government